family, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Talk the Talk. I'm your host, Desh Balay-Bechin, and joining me today is Tracey the rapper. Yes, she's a rapper. No, I'm just kidding. She is a finance and insurance specialist at Lindsay VW Fourways. So Tracey is a passionate, outgoing person. She wants her clients to feel comfortable and safe, knowing she'll give them the best advice possible on which value-added products to add on to their purchase. She's been in the motoring industry for more than 30 years. Yes, you heard me. Oh my goodness, I still cannot believe that. More than 3 decades. And she's still as passionate as her first day. But she has learned a lot of lessons on her journey. And so without further ado, let's welcome Tracey. And as always, this interview is proudly brought to you by Seriti Solutions, MFC and Avo by Nedbank. Hello, Tracey.
Hello.
Gosh, it's very difficult when you and I talk so much and then we're trying to cut because we need to start this shoot. But it's such an honor and such a privilege to meet you, someone that has served 33 years, almost my age, in this industry. I am so proud of you. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so where did this journey, this 33-year-old journey begin?
My journey started in 1990. Just freshly out of matric.
Okay, I was 7 years old.
But it actually feels like just the other day, actually. And I was preparing a CV. I was determined to work. My folks couldn't put me through varsity or anything like that. So I was determined to do it myself. So I put my CV together, a friend and I, and we took the train into the middle of Joburg. And we went and dropped our CVs off.
My goodness. So that's how long it actually is when you can say we took a train to the middle of Joburg.
Yes, exactly like that. It was exhausting, but we did it. And about 2 weeks later, I got a phone call and my career started at Westbank.
Wow.
As a receptionist, I was over the moon. I worked for a wonderful man. And it just progressed from there. I went into finance center consultant. I was at VW. I was at Mercedes-Benz. My career followed mostly through Mercedes. I was at Mercedes for many years of my life. And then I decided I want to try something new. I think I was just a born salesperson. I just loved the whole dealing with people aspect. And I went into sales. I did sales for a couple of years. I went into fleet sales, and then I got a phone call to come back into finance, again at Mercedes-Benz, and I went back to Mercedes. I spent most of my career with Mercedes, and I'm not one that jumps and hops jobs, so I've been with motors for 25 years.
Wow, and what an amazing brand, a company to work for.
Oh, fantastic.
Really take care of their people. I do a lot of work for motors. It's an amazing company.
Yeah, they're amazing, and I am very grateful to them.
And you love the Germans, obviously, because from Mercedes to Audi to VW, I'm sure, you just absolutely love.
I do. There's something special about the brand. I love Volkswagen. It's a phenomenal brand. I just, you're driving a VW when you drive something.
Look, I own a VW, so
well done.
but I'm not allowed to say that it's my favorite. I represent 29 brands in the country, and trust me, there are no bad cars.
No, they're all phenomenal.
They're all amazing.
It's just preference.
Absolutely.
And I've been with Lindsay VW Fourways for 10 years. Loved every moment of it. I think that passion that you have for your brand comes out in your work ethics.
Is this the same branch where Martin Nunes was at?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, amazing. So very, very nicely positioned dealership as well.
Yes.
So
in the heart of one of the biggest growing cities.
Absolutely, very busy city. Yes. Tell me, what do you feel? Obviously, you've accepted the nomination. How do you feel about our initiatives?
First of all, I'm extremely humbled by the nomination. It's something that I did not expect at all. it was a shock. So I'm very, very happy to be part of this initiative. I've always believed that women need to be recognized, especially within the motor industry, because it's a very male-dominated industry. It always has been. So for me, you have my full support on that. I love a woman in motor. It doesn't matter what position you hold in motor.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
Every single position that you have is important because it all makes the wheel turn. So all women should be recognized. No pun intended.
Yes. So what motivates you, Tracey, to work harder? Obviously, if you were nominated, someone felt that you were worthy of this nomination. Your superiors only had a choice of one person to nominate, because we have thousands of nominations countrywide. So you were chosen, and the person obviously felt that you were worthy of this nomination, as I said. So what motivates you to be the best that you are, and what motivates you to work so hard?
I just love what I do, and I think that makes a difference. You know what your responsibilities are, you know what you need to get through every day. The more you do in a day, the less you have to do and catch up the next day. So for me, the motor industry is hard work. It's pressure, it's time, it's all those factors, and you need to put in the hours. Look, you need balance, but you need to put in the hours. And you have to constantly reinvent yourself to be able to keep up with the times, keep up with product, keep up with customer, keep up with everything that you need to keep up with. And I think that's what keeps me going.
I'm going to ask you an unusual question that I've never asked anyone else. What was the transition like from the world in which you entered this trade in terms of technology, and now, what was that transition like?
It wasn't difficult for me at all, because I adapt quite easily. I think we need to be able to adapt.
And it didn't happen overnight.
It didn't happen overnight, no. Obviously, you've been on your courses and you've learned as you've gone. But, we are moving that way, and you have to stay with the times.
But back then, sorry for interrupting, but back then, for someone to search for a vehicle, they would have to go through the classifieds. Okay, now we have...
Or walk into the dealership and
now
have a
we
look.
Have platforms like, I'm not going to name the others, but Avo by Nedbank, that has thousands of... I'm using this to advertise for my companies, okay? And Women Talk and our pages. But it's so easily accessible to get a vehicle online. So you had to, as salespeople, also had to go through the whole process of waiting for people to respond to an ad and flyers. How was that transition?
It's look, with the newer generations coming into sales, they can deal with it, they can handle it. It's been a huge transition. Especially during COVID, where people weren't allowed to go into buildings, and the online story started and that sort of thing. It is huge. Your leads are generated from your platforms. Your calls come in from those platforms. So that's the way that things are moving.
Yes.
It's moving in that direction, and we need to get used to that. And we need to have the processes in place to actually be able to activate it and monitor it timelessly.
Absolutely.
Because that's exactly
There's only
what it
so
is.
much these portals can do. It's up to the dealership and to the people on the floor to make sure, like you said, to activate them. However, how is the transformation, in the same breath, the transformation of women from the 1990s to where we are now? What's changed, and what have you noticed that have become on a positive?
Oh, it's changed a lot. It really has. Back in the day, mostly men were managers, and men, basically took the reins, and they handled everything. Now you've got, through the years, you've seen how women have stepped up into the supervisor positions, and now into the manager positions, and now into VP positions and CEOs, and that's wonderful. I believe that if you have the capabilities and you can do the job, you're just as good.
Absolutely. How do you feel though about women or even men or just anybody keeping a positive mental state of mind in the workplace?
It's important. Mental state is important, especially in the motor industry. Long hours, pressure, dedication. You need balance. You have to have that balance, otherwise it will make you tired. So self-love, you've got to continuously look after yourself at the same time, and that's balance.
Is there anything that you would like to change in terms of not just gender equality, but just about anything in the motoring trade?
Yes, I have. There's a few things that I would like to change within the motor industry. I think, first of all, the stigma attached to motor. You know, we professionals in our game.
Right.
It's not easy. We have brands, so many brands in this country. The only thing that makes you different from somebody else is your service. Customer service is essential, but customers need to view us in a different light. We're also professional.
Absolutely.
You don't miss a doctor's appointment, and you don't miss a lawyer's appointment, so you shouldn't miss your vehicle appointment. There should be more focus on seeing the dealership in a different light instead of some of the stigmas that are attached to motor.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, our older crowd, our age of retirement and things like that within motor, I feel that it should be relooked. We need to look after.
Isn't it across the board though, where retirement is at 65? I also think that's also my opinion. I want to work until I'm 85 at least. I know I'm capable. Why not? I mean, if
you're fit,
government and presidents can be 80 and running the country, we should 100%. Be able to.
It's a big thing for me.
We should be able to work. I like that. What changes though, or what is? In terms of discrimination, what have you witnessed that that changed your life, or that you could advise another woman, another young woman about and how to handle it, if you have faced any discrimination?
I think we all, to a certain degree, face discrimination and bullying and that sort of thing. I think it's in all businesses. But stick to your guns, believe in yourself, and you take it as it comes. Absolutely. And then you handle it.
Absolutely.
I always say try and stay away from business politics that does not involve you, and just focus on your task.
Absolutely. Any words of advice for young women that want to join our trade?
It's a wonderful trade. I wouldn't change it for the world. I'm still here, and that says something. If you are a good listener, if you are a people's person, if you have compassion and you have love, it's a great industry to be in. We need more of that.
Well, thank you, Tracey. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for accepting your nomination. I wish you all the best in this journey with us, and just continue to inspire. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so viewers, we would like to thank you for your continued support and encourage you to like and share our content. Our non-profit companies, the Motoring Woman of the Year Awards, powered by MFC and Avo by Nedbank, and the Talk Studios, sponsored by Seriti Solutions and Avo by Nedbank, are platforms aimed at empowering, uplifting, and celebrating the women of motoring South Africa. We are not just telling stories, we are changing lives. If you are searching for a new or pre-owned vehicle, please visit www.auto.avo.africa. We have a wide range of vehicles on sale for you to choose from, and we only advertise on behalf of reliable and trustworthy MFC accredited dealerships. This car listing portal is user-friendly, and you can also find vehicle reviews, car maintenance tips, and automotive advice, all courtesy of Talk the Talk Studios. I just want to leave you with this quote: opportunities don't happen, you create them. So ladies, don't be afraid of moving slowly, be afraid of standing still, because slow progress is better than no progress. Never be stagnant, always move forward, whether it's in your personal life or in your career. Joy comes from growth, from realizing your truths and then expressing them creatively in the universe. And that's a quote by my guru, Sadhguru. So with that, I would like to remind you that the question should never be, who's going to let me? It should always be, who's going to stop me?